Hi everybody, Paul here again. Most homes, whether new or old, will have water valves which have what's called a packing nut. This is the handle, this is the stem, and this is the packing nut. As water valves age, it's very common to have a leak occur right here where the stem comes out of the packing nut. The reason the leak occurs is due to a rubber washer on the inside of the packing nut which is no longer sealing properly. The leak will occur whether the handle is in the open or closed position. The way to stop the leak is to place a wrench on the packing nut and snug it down clockwise just a little at a time until the leak stops. If the leak will not stop, then this is a warning sign that the rubber washer on the inside of the packing nut has failed. There are basically 3 different ways to fix the leak, which will all require turning off the water supply valve. One way is by cutting out the entire valve and soldering in a new valve. This is the last thing you want to do because it requires the most time, money, and skill. Another way is to replace the rubber washer inside the packing nut. In order to do that, you'll first need to remove this nut and washer that holds the handle. First turn the handle counterclockwise to the fully open position. Now remove the nut by turning it counterclockwise. Be sure to only use a socket to remove the nut, otherwise you may damage the nut. If you have trouble removing the nut, then apply some PB Blaster to the nut. If you're having to use a lot of force trying to remove the nut, then partially close the handle. Now the handle can turn freely back and forth. Now use a pipe wrench to keep the handle from turning while trying to remove the nut. This way you will not bend the stem. Next, remove the handle. Wiggle the handle back and forth while pulling on it. If you have trouble removing the handle, then apply some PB Blaster to the handle. If you're not familiar with PB Blaster, it's an excellent fast-working spray-on penetrating lubricant that works to break free rusted or corroded parts. Next, remove the packing nut by turning it counterclockwise. Next, remove the old rubber washer and reinstall a new rubber washer. Now reinstall the packing nut clockwise, being careful not to cross-thread it, and snug it back down with a wrench. Next, reinstall the handle. Now reinstall the washer. Now reinstall the nut. Now turn the handle clockwise to the fully closed position. Now snug down the nut clockwise. Turn the water back on and check for leaks. If it leaks, then continue to snug down the packing nut with a wrench just a little at a time until the leak stops. If you're unable to remove either the nut or the handle, then this is another way. What I'm about to show you is a huge game changer and something that a lot of people don't know about. First, completely unscrew the packing nut. You will now see a small opening here. Use a small pick to remove as much of the old rubber washer as possible. Next, you'll need some self-forming valve packing. This is a 3/32 Teflon rope. This stuff is incredibly strong, so don't be afraid to pull on it hard because you won't break it. You can find this at hardware and big box stores. Take the entire length out of the package and then take one end and wrap it a couple times around your index finger. Now pull on both ends of the rope and pop it into the opening. Now wrap the rope around the stem clockwise 2 full turns. And make sure that it's overlapped. Now cut each end off with a pair of scissors. Now pack the remainder in with a small screwdriver. Again, being careful not to damage the threads. Next, push on the packing nut while turning it clockwise and thread it back on, being careful not to cross thread it. Now snug the packing nut with a wrench just a little. Turn the water back on and check for leaks. If it leaks, then continue to snug down the packing nut with a wrench just a little at a time until the leak stops. And here's what the Teflon washer looks like that we made. Just a warning, do not try to fix a leak by taking a brand new rubber washer for a packing nut and cutting it on one side and slipping it through the opening and around the stem. This method will never work. You must use Teflon rope. I hope you found this helpful, and if you like this video, please hit the like button below, share it with your friends, and please be sure to subscribe. God bless you and have a great day. Bye for now. Okay, Sparky, wave.